Hi, and welcome to the webinar, How to Grow and Expand Your Influence as a Holistic Service Provider. My name is Tanishka, and I've worked in the wellness industry for 20 years, and it's my absolute pleasure to have you join me today. So thanks for making the time, and let's get started. If you want to help more people to fulfill their human potential through personal healing and empowerment, and attract the kind of clients you love to help, the sort of people that are, committed to their own healing journey and will invest time and effort and energy in being proactive, then this is just for you. The secret is to create a positive vortex around your service. So today what we're going to cover is what is a vortex and why is it so important to the growth of anything that you do or create. 5 essentials to create and maintain a positive personal vortex. How you can create a positive vortex around your services. How to attract clients you love to help, and how to avoid burnout. So first up, what is a vortex? A vortex is a spiral of energy. It is literally how energy generates power. It spirals. The chakras in our body are vortices of energy. Okay, these are the main energy centers within our energy body. Now, you get one of these wherever all the energy meridians cross over, the intersection points. So it's like a major, two major highways crossing. It's where you've got a convergence of energy. And so what happens in these places, the energy spins. Now, if our energy is sluggish and slow, the spin rate is not strong and we become tired. And the organs that those energy centers govern, they don't function as efficiently. Whereas when the spin rate of our chakras is spiraling strongly, we feel vital, we feel healthier on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, and energetically. The sacred sites around the world are also vortices or chakras, which simply means a wheel of light. And these, again, are places where we have intercepting ley lines or energy meridians. So these are places of heightened energy. So that, attracts people. People are drawn to these places to gather, to do ceremony, to do sacred practice. So a vortex can either be negative or positive. As we can see, we've got an ascending spiral and a descending spiral. So we'll look at that in more detail a bit later on. So how do we create a positive personal vortex? Because we do live in a holographic universe, as Einstein said, so everything is a reflection. So it's so important that if we are going to facilitate growth and healing and empowerment for others, that we are walking our talk, that we are taking care of our own energy field so that we're creating an upward, strong spiral of energy. Number 1, do what you love. Sounds simple, but it's still, the majority of people are not doing what their heart is telling them to do. They're doing what their head is telling them to do, and they feel drained as a result. So this is, the people that get on that conveyor belt of finding a secure job even though their heart isn't in it. And if you're doing a job between 11 and 1, which is the heart chi meridian time of the day, then you are going to feel very drained by this work. So it's not inspiring. You don't feel excited to go to work. In fact, instead of feeling enthusiastic, you feel drained and look forward to lunchtime or look forward to the weekend. So this is affecting your energy levels, which then affects every aspect of your health. okay, your moods, your mental outlook, your physical well-being, and also all your relationships. Because if you're not feeling good in yourself, if you're not feeling energized, you don't have the energy for other people. So you're not as patient, you're not as compassionate, you're quicker to anger, you often spiral into victim. So this really impacts the quality of how you parent, and your intimate relationships, as well as your social connections, your friendships. Many people who get into the wellness industry often do so after they experience this sort of drain from doing what they don't enjoy, which can catalyze a huge healing crisis in their lives. And a lot of you will probably relate to this. But that often is what drives us to then want to help others live a more authentic and healthy life. So when people do what they love, they raise their personal vibration, so they experience more joy, more contentment. They feel calm, centered, and personally fulfilled. So number 2, do a daily practice. When we do a daily practice, we literally get on that upward ascending spiral. And the best time to do your daily practice is dawn. Now, the reason for that is that's when the energy is building, the solar energy. It's like the natural battery of the universe for us. So you want to get onto that upward slipstream and get out of bed and go for a walk in nature, or do Tai Chi in the park, or Kundalini yoga, or Qigong, whatever floats your boat. But a practice that's going to align heart, mind as one, and in sacred communion with the body and with spirit, so that you are getting into that beautiful upward spiral to support you throughout the day. And we can see here that when we get into that upward slipstream, we feel more positive, and that attracts positive experiences and positive people to us. And it accelerates how many more opportunities we can bring in with grace and serendipity, and life becomes easy. It becomes graceful. If we're not starting the day with a practice, we're often starting the day by literally getting out of the wrong side of the bed, and then we're more prone to feeling, pessimistic about the future, and then unsupported, and then we start to have self-doubts, and we can feel impatient and worry, and feel more easily discouraged. We're not as resilient to bounce back and examine mistakes and failures and feel grateful for the lesson. Instead, we spiral right into victim, and then the absolute bottom of the well, which is shame and guilt, which are like toxic tar, just sludgy emotions. And when you're down in the pits of hell, it often takes another spiritual midwife to help dig you out. So we want to keep that upward spiral every day through a daily practice. Number 3, personal self-care. I'm a huge advocate of this. So if you're someone that's very physical, okay, you may do yoga every day, but neglect your emotional and psychological growth. For example, you may not invest in seeing a counselor once a month, or reading books that will expand your perspective mentally, or journal at new moon. Instead, you may rely on your physical practice to meet all of your needs. Similarly, if you are somebody that's very astute energetically, okay, you may work as a healer, as a medium, you may teach meditation, but you may neglect your physical well-being by not getting enough cardio, by not doing stretching regularly, by not having a regular massage once a month. So whichever the area is that you feel strong in, that's often where we hang out, okay, because we feel empowered, but we also need to invest time, effort, and energy in the parts of us that feel underdeveloped, so that we are balanced and our spiral can be even rather than lopsided. Number 4, delegate the tasks that drain you. So even when you follow your calling, you can find yourself not enjoying your work. Why? Because you're spending more time doing your admin and your promotion than you'd like to be. So be creative, be resourceful, and find solutions. Don't just, suck it and see and complain to anyone that'll listen, because that will create a negative vortex. Take positive action, such as employing a VA. A VA is simply a virtual assistant, someone who works offshore, and so it's much cheaper to employ them to do your admin tasks so that you're freed up to spend more time with clients. Similarly, look for opportunities to barter. There are the LETS bartering scheme. It's a global scheme. See if there's one in your local community, because you may be able to barter sessions or classes that you offer in exchange for things that you need to run your business, such as graphic design, web building, copywriting, bookkeeping, accounting. So work smarter, not harder. Number 5, surround yourself with dream holders. A dream holder is a person who really affirms your authentic self and encourages you to grow. So if you mention you've got an idea, they will look at all the opportunities and encourage you to expand your outlook and your enthusiasm even more and reach for the stars. Whereas a dream stealer is someone who is personally afraid to express and follow their own dreams, their own inner voice. So they discourage others, including you, from following your intuition in an effort to protect you. This is not about you. They are simply projecting their own fear onto you. So don't take it personally. Don't allow it to erode your optimism, your excitement, or you will get into a negative spin. And once you're in a negative spin, it's very hard to then raise the energy. So, how do you create a positive vortex around your holistic service? First of all, let's have a look. A hurricane is an example of a negative vortex, all right? We can see that a hurricane creates fear through a force of destruction, okay? It's powerful, but it's destructive. This is just like gossip and negative reviews. When people have a bad experience and they start a negative whispering campaign. So if you want to avoid negative vortexes around your service profession, customer care is paramount. So ensure you make it easy for people to find you, to book for an appointment, to park, to pay. Choose your team wisely, whether that's other practitioners or people that are taking the bookings over the phone or at the front desk. Focus on their personal relation skills, as this is often harder to teach than, data entry or software systems. Make sure you follow through on customer inquiries promptly and personally. Deliver what you promise and provide great value. Acknowledge your mistakes. We all make them, but the key is to be accountable for them. If you do this, you will avoid people creating a negative vortex about your service, which can erode what you're trying to create. So let's look at an example of a positive vortex. Here we have a working bee. So a working bee is a great example because people come together. They are motivated by love, so they create. This is the power of community. And this is the lesson of the Aquarian age, people power. It is the ultimate alternate energy source. Nature grows in spirals. Here we see a beautiful fern. So too, if we want to grow our service organically and sustainably, we need to create a spiral of positive energy that magnetizes people to us and to what the services are that we can help them with. We can choose to live in an unconscious cycle of destruction or a conscious cycle of growth. Life spirals upwards, so all we have to do is reconnect with the natural cycles. To balance our emotions and strengthen our intuition, we need to live in alignment with the lunar cycle to empower our feminine side. To feel energized and empowered, we also need to live in alignment with the solar cycle. Like I mentioned earlier, getting up with the dawn. This empowers our masculine side. Gathering in circle is how stars form and become brighter by magnetizing other light particles to them. They literally burn brighter. So, how can you create a positive vortex of community around your holistic service? How can you grow the love around your service? Simple. In addition to one-on-one client sessions or the classes you currently run, you introduce one monthly circle. This is not a workshop, so you don't need to spend lots of time preparing content. Not only that, you're not going to be in a teacher role. You don't need to know everything. And your clients are not going to just sit there like passive recipients. In the ancient practice of a facilitated sharing circle, everybody contributes. Everybody takes it in turn to feel heard, seen, and included. This addresses our primal need to belong, and it creates an active community around our holistic service. Why? Well, a circle is a sacred geometric shape. It is whole unto itself. It is truly holistic, holy. So when we sit in circle with a clear intent, it creates an upward spinning vortex, a positive spiral of energy which accelerates our consciousness and the consciousness of everybody seated in that circle. So it supports our growth, our healing and empowerment on all levels: physical, emotional, mental, and energetic. So a sharing circle is quite simply a gathering where everyone shares how they're going on their life journey. It is an opportunity to get to know each other better for who we are in our authentic selves, our inner self. This creates deep rapport along with compassion, camaraderie, a sense of oneness, of brotherly love, sisterly love. If facilitated correctly, everyone walks away feeling uplifted, expanded, and clearer for the shared insights. If not facilitated well, everyone walks away feeling drained and doesn't return. You can include meditation, healing, art therapy, dream analysis, drumming. Tailor it to what you love, and you will attract people that share your passions, share your values. You can tailor it to what your other services are. If you're an aromatherapist, you always might want to include some pampering in it that uses the blends that you create. This gives people an opportunity to share their hopes, their fears, their challenges, their lessons, their life highlights and funniest moments to help everyone feel more connected and more joyful. And believe it or not, with all the devices that we have and all the social media that we have, people are feeling more disconnected now than ever before. There is nothing like meeting in person, giving people a sense that they're part of something greater. So, a vortex is the divine design of creation. It's known as the Fibonacci sequence. So ratios starting at 1, then they multiply 3, 5, and so on. It literally is a self creating mechanism. So once you've seeded it, then it will spiral and take on a life of its own, and more people will be drawn to you. So this creates a lot of word of mouth about you and all the services that you provide. As we can see here, one person tells 3 of their friends, then those 3 people tell another few people each, and it grows exponentially. This magnetizes people to you. This is the strength of the feminine. The feminine is a magnetizing element. We make people feel included. Yeah, we give them a sense of belonging, that we care, and it's genuine. So people do want to come back. They do want to bring their friends. Rather than the old way in the patriarchal paradigm where people would, spend a lot of time, effort, energy, and money putting themselves out there. And so if someone has a lot of feminine energy, they can feel in the old way of doing things like they're imposing themselves on there if they tell people about their service. So these are the old ways through the media, through internet, television, radio, magazines and newspapers, and these have a huge price tag. They are expensive. This creates higher running costs and overheads for you and more financial stress, particularly if you're a sole proprietor. These old school methods of self-promotion are time-consuming. They are draining, and they're often not joyful. Such as cold calling people who are tired of telemarketers invading their right to privacy. Or pounding the pavement, hand delivering flyers to letterboxes, cafes and notice boards. This takes time from doing what you do best, helping people. Helping people and seeing the results, which then inspires and uplifts you more, attracting more people to you. The old way is a recipe for burnout, especially if you are a service-based sole trader who relies on one-on-one client sessions for your income. It takes a lot when we are tending to people one-on-one. It's like high-octane mothering. So we really need to look at our self-care and work in a way that is efficient and sustainable. Such as if you are a holistic counsellor, or a massage therapist, or an energy healer, or a crystal healer, a sound healer, an intuitive reader, a sacred beauty therapist, a naturopath, or perhaps you've got your own wellness centre. Or you might teach classes such as Tai Chi, Pilates, yoga or belly dance. These are some essential ways to maintain a positive vortex around your service. State clear guidelines and expectations. Set and maintain appropriate boundaries. Choose a space which is uplifting for your circles. Create high energy spaces with crystal grids. Do regular energy clearing of yourself and your workspace. Understand and align your routines with the natural cycles to optimize your energy levels. Honor explorations into the shadow with dignity. Affirm each person after they share. Focus on their lesson, not the story, or it will become draining. and align with the natural cycles for when you schedule your events. So these are just some of the things that I go into a lot more depth, comprehensively, in the training course that I run online for people that want to introduce a monthly circle as a positive vortex around their holistic service. So, how can you attract clients that you love? There are 3 levels of healing. The first is one-on-one sessions. So, when somebody is just starting their healing journey, they often have a lot of shame and feel quite fearful of exposing their vulnerability to somebody they don't know. So this is why we start off with one-on-one sessions. They feel safe, and people, can open up more just one-on-one. But the next stage of healing is group sessions. So you can only take your client base so far if you only offer one-on-one sessions. If you persist in only offering one-on-one sessions, you will only ever get people that are at the beginning of their healing journey, and then they'll drop off. They'll see you less and less because you've done your job and they're outgrowing you. If you want to build upon the work that you've done in that foundation of one-on-one sessions, you need to introduce a monthly group session so that those people can take a more active role in their healing, and through the power of community, they then become advocates of your work that tell people, hey, come and check out her one-on-one sessions if they're not ready for group. And those that are ready for group, they're like, hey, they also do groups, come along with me. The final level of healing is when we then start helping others. A good teacher or a good healer empowers others to grow beyond them, whereas an ego-based physician creates dependency to elevate their own importance. So, number 1, commit to your healing journey. If you are a practitioner in the wellness field, don't be so busy healing and empowering everybody else that you neglect your own healing journey. You need a monthly one-on-one session and a private circle which supports you, gives you a place to debrief, to express your authentic thoughts and feelings so you can self-examine and be honest with yourself about your lessons and make life adjustments. Because life is in a constant state of flux. Unless we're taking the time out to do that practice, we repeat the same mistakes like Groundhog Day, and it becomes very draining and not efficient and costs us time, effort, and money. So, walk your talk, make it an ongoing priority to keep attending to your own healing and empowerment through both tiers of healing, one-on-one and group sessions. This keeps your personal vortex positive, and like attracts like. When our vibrational state is high, we're more likely to attract those clients who are active rather than passive. Monthly sharing circles are the fastest and most efficient way to generate more word of mouth, because you're doing it helping people rather than telling people that you help people. The power is in the doing. 92% of people trust recommendations from their friends and family over all forms of marketing and promotion. So if somebody has come to a circle, come to a one-on-one session, and they say, hey, come and try her, come and try him, they're 92% more likely to go than if they see some promotion that's on social media or, an ad that you've created. So you want to get more people to experience your energy, and a circle is the most efficient way to do that. This is especially so in the holistic service profession as we move beyond old prejudices and a fear of the unknown. Yeah. fear that it's all woo-woo. So, how can we create a circle around your existing services? With a proven template, you can tailor to suit your needs. So, this is done step by step. I run online courses, one for women, one for men. And this is because, when we're stepping to that second stage of healing, we feel safer with our own kin. In other words, women open up more just in the company of other women, and similarly, men open up more in the company of men. So this is based on 20 years experience that I have facilitating groups. I also teach people when to schedule their events and when to promote them so that they're harnessing the power of the natural cycles which support our growth when we align with them. Without the drawbacks of having online training, you're going to have to travel in order to attend a course to become a group facilitator, and then you've got the additional costs of flying, of staying in a hotel, of meals away from home. Also, the training's often only available at set times on set dates, and you may or may not be able to travel. It often will cost thousands of dollars because it's delivered in person, and there's a lot of costs involved with facilitating live events. And you need to take time off from seeing your clients to go and attend it. Whereas with doing online training to learn how to be a group facilitator, someone that can introduce monthly circles to your holistic practice, you can do this from the comfort of your home, saving you travel costs and, accommodation, meals. You can just log in when it suits you. It is a fraction of the cost, because it's online. And you don't need to take time off from seeing your clients to attend. And it's tax deductible. So you can claim it as part of your ongoing professional development and claim it all back on your income tax. So there is literally nothing to lose, no risk. People in 36 countries around the world have loved my online training courses. And here's what they say about it. I got a clear idea of how to run a circle as well as detailed ideas of extra things to add. It's excellent material of a very high standard. Its wisdom is presented in clear, usable language. Thanks, Tanishka. This course was wonderful. I know I will be looking back over my notes and the course materials frequently as I plan circles and events. Tanishka's humour and shared wisdom has left me feeling inspired and confident to begin my own men's circle. She is providing a powerful course of learning and empowerment. There was a lot of information that I wasn't aware of on a conscious level. However, when I read the information, it immediately resonated with me. My intention is to incorporate all the suggestions into my circles. So, one more. There's so much material to work from, such a loving forum set up to support one another along the way. It was truly life-enhancing. I'd recommend this course to others because I feel it is such an important aspect of co-creating a better future. So I'm offering a very special discount only to those of you who are here today at this webinar. You will receive an invitation in your email inbox. So be sure to go and check that, and in it will be a link to check out the online course with a special promo code for you so that you get $100 off, and there are options to either pay up front or 2 different payment plans so that it is accessible regardless of what your monthly income is. So and know that this will create another income stream for you. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to continuing the journey and helping you to grow your business with love. Blessings.